Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of MidRank Madness in the StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void cast. It's gonna be hoebag versus SgtDuck here on Simulacrum. Simulacrum? I have no idea how to say that. Hold on a second. Simulacrum. Simulacrum? Whatever. The top left corner we have the red Zerg player hoebag. And in the bottom right, it is the blue Terran player, SgtDuck. So all I know about this is that it is a fairly unique strategy as far as StarCraft is concerned, and might be an interesting investigation for MidRank Madness. So here we go. If you want me to cast your game for MidRank Madness, first of all, make sure it is a platinum or diamond level game. Then send me the replay at falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of MidRank Madness. Make sure it's at least like 15 minutes long. If it's not 15 minutes long, I will be really, really wary of casting it. I just prefer these to be a bit more interesting than just like one rush and you win. I'd like some back and forth with it. So keep that in mind when you're submitting your mid-rank madness replays. All right, what are we doing? Looks like a 16, 18, 17 here out of bag. Nothing too crazy from him at all. SgtDuck's going for a 1-rax expand. He's got his gas timing down. Everything is cool. If you're struggling in StarCraft, go to LOTV.spawningtool.com and get some build orders. Build orders really help you a lot, you guys. Just knowing how to play the first 2 or 3 minutes of a game is immensely important. Like, more important than probably it should be in games. But it is. Go get a build order, figure it out, do it in, like, practice it till you can do it in your sleep, and you'll have a much better time with StarCraft. Now, this Reaper's name is Climate Change. Emperor Meng's taking a stroll one day, wondered why the weather was so unbearable and unpredictable, and he sought out to find the cause. After getting buried under thousands of years of conservative conspiracy theories hiding the truth, he, out of frustration, decided to pack all concept of climate change into a Reaper suit. Now climate change has come to decimate both the Protoss and the Zerg. That is a really interesting Reaper name. More of a concept than an individual or thing necessarily, but it's cool. Bag there, taking his third base at 2.5 minutes. He's got his queens on the way. He's got his speed on the way. He is really on top of it right now. Simulacrum. Simulacrum? Where I don't know where to put the where do you put the emphasis? Where does the emphasis go? Somebody is smart and will explain it to me how to say this name. But anyway, nothing crazy, man. I mean, queen's not there. Did he skip Zerglings? His lings do seem a little bit late here. So queen pops out. Reaper actually killed that spore and gets out of there with his life. Wow. Climate change. You are a boss, Reaper. Well friggin' done there. Yeah, so technically, does he get credit for killing a drone or a spine? Oh, it's a spine he made. All right, so pro tip for bag here. Make spores. They're cheaper, and the refund you get on them when you cancel them is more, so keep that in mind. Other than that, I guess just have your lings out a little bit sooner. I don't know where they were. I guess they were building in the main. He's coming back into the main base. See, this is why Reapers are good in low levels, because they are fairly easy to get stuff done with. And harder to defend. Harder to defend than they are to just walk in and kill some things. So not good at the high level, right? Reaper, it's really, really rare for them to get more than 1 or 2 kills. Holy 20 Zerglings, Batman. All right, Bag, if you're planning on being aggressive with the Zerglings, great. If you're planning on being defensive with the Zerglings, bad. Do not make 20 Zerglings right now, unless you also have a Baneling nest. But holy mech, Batman. That is a 3-factory play here from SgtDuck. He's got 1 barracks. He was going to build some more over here, but then he changed his mind. Whether accidentally or intentionally, I don't know. And here come the Zerglings, man. Did the Reaper die? He killed the... Okay, so that's how he knows. So that explains the evacuation here. That mule is... Oh, these 2 mules are toast. Dude, get up there! Ah! Bag! You can't take it for granted. You can't get up this ramp. There's nothing to stop you from hammering away at this wall for some time. I guess there are 2 Marines. And I guess the mules died anyway, so mission accomplished. Either way, if you're going... Okay, look. If you're going to do this, make a Baneling nest. If you're going to do this, make a Baneling nest, make 5 Banelings, walk them up here, and then Baneling bust this guy into oblivion, because this is a prime candidate for getting Baneling busted. Holy smokes, he's building 6 supply depots at the same time. He is not supply blocked, though he is close to it, but he never wants to be supply blocked again. So good for him. We're making Hellions. Okay, a lot of Hellions. This is definitely a mech play today. Although, not fully saturating his gas is a problem. SgtDuck, if you're going back, you want to saturate your gases. And maybe take these other two in your natural base as soon as you can, too. But either way, Seabag, you have a million Zerglings that have accomplished very little. They effectively were the death of 2 mules, and they forced some lost mining time on the natural base, but they didn't kill a thing. And now, you're actually not in a great place worker-wise. You should honestly be closer to 40 or 50 drones, because all the larvae and resources that should be drones right now and should be a fully saturated natural base and getting saturated third base, there are Zerglings that are accomplishing nothing for you. Zerg is a tightrope to walk. It is a hard tightrope to walk, and I understand the frustrations. But these Zerglings out as early as they were, not great. Meanwhile, SgtDuck decides to move on out. You have a Baneling nest yet? Okay, you pro tip number whatever. You need a Baneling nest against Terran and against Zerg. Maybe not necessarily against Protoss, but against Terran and Zerg, you will need Banelings at the 5-minute mark or so, because there's going to be something that will come and try to kill you. Yeah, if you had Banelings here instead of Zerglings, well, some of these Hellbats would be dead. Instead of none of the Hellbats are dead. And here comes a Hellbat Marine attack, which you literally need Banelings to stop. I understand you're making Mutalisks, but see how late they are? See how much time it takes to get Mutalisks out? Yeah. Banelings are the stopgap between Zerglings and Mutalisks. The Marine count is even high enough. I'm not sure these Mutas are going to accomplish a whole lot. Additionally, these Hellions are having a great time. 4 kills, 2 kills, 2 kills. They're going to 4 kills here. They're going to transform. Oh, and then untransform and then die. At that point, they really should have just gone after the drones in Hellion form and not worried about it. Again, a lot of Zerglings. Great. Oh, they're not Hellbats anymore. Why are you not Hellbats? You were doing so well. Okay, well, at this point, Bag is in a world of hurt. He is a 2-basing Zerg versus a 2-basing Terran who's making mass Widow Mines right now for reasons, who is getting an engineering bay, I guess for turrets, because he's worried about the Mutas coming across the map and killing him. Although the Mutas seem really more interested in hanging out and defending, which is understandable because he needs them to defend because he doesn't have any Banelings. So Bag, I'm serious, man. Banelings. Have a Baneling nest. Even if you don't ever end up using it, which is never, by the way. You will never, unless, okay, in the rare example that your opponent is going Mass Void Ray or Mass Battle Cruiser, you will not use Banelings. But they always make something else. They always make Hellions or Marines. They need some kind of a mineral dump. So Banelings will be fine then too. Just never skip Baneling Nest, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. Baneling's good unit, especially defensively, especially on creep. So it's 32 to 35 workers. Bag is down big time. Bag has lost 16 drones in the first 8 minutes, which is super, super horrible for him. Duck should have used this time to expand to a 3rd base while he was being aggressive, but instead he was busy microing on the other side of the map and busy building a whole ton of Widow Mines and continuing to make a whole ton of Widow Mines. The good news is he's taken his 2 extractors down here, or his 2 refineries down here. He has not taken the gas at his natural base at all, though. As a result, he is gas starved, but not mineral starved, which is generally how this works. Now, it's not quite a mech strategy, right? Widow Mines, Marines, and Hellbats. Not super gas heavy. So maybe, technically, he does not need these. Man, this is a lot of Widow Mines. Alright, well, Widow Mines are a problem for Mutalisks. Mutalisks hate them so much. Lurker Den coming in. Alright, so what's going to be good against this? This particular thing is a Hydralisk, Baneling, Zergling style play. You want the Banelings to go in first, make some connections there. Hydras finish everything off, Lings wrapping around from the backside. Yes, the Widow Mines are a problem, but they won't be able to kill everything that you send against it, especially if the Hydras have range and they can outrange these suckers. So that's the strategy. This Mutalisk stuff's not going to work super well. I kind of like the Lurker play, though. Lurkers are fantastic versus all of this stuff, especially if they have the range upgrade. Creep spread is actually pretty good, considering how much Bag has been under assault in this game. His creep spread is pretty fantastic. He needs to take this middle path, though, and creep it up, because that is likely a situation or a path that Duck's going to use at some point. And yeah, see, the Hellions are not a great answer to the Mutalisks, but they're also fast and they can run away. Oh, don't juke back in. That's a bad idea. Juking back in will just get you killed, friend. Did I hear? Oh, good Widow Mine hit. Good Widow Mine hits! Oh my gosh! That was a great play from Duck. SgtDuck. Now, the bad news for him is he didn't actually kill these mutas. They are down to 16 HP, but they have tissue regeneration. They'll be back up to full health sooner rather than later. I actually want to see how long it takes here. So they were basically at 0 at 10 minutes. I want to see how long it takes him to get back up to full health from like 10 or 15 health. That is zippy. See how zippy that is? Anyway, we got Widow Mines. We got Marines. We got Hellbats. Third base is back for Bag, which is really good for him. He still does not believe in the saving power of the Baneling. But he is getting an infestation pit. Look, man, even if you're getting tier 3, you want Banelings here. I'm just saying right now, you want Banelings here. And if you were actually playing this in a situation where you didn't have all those lings early, you actually made Banelings to defend, you didn't overmake units. Hey, look, some Hydras are out. Okay, all right, here we go. Here, whoa, but you need detection. You can't just walk on top of the Widow Mines, though. Okay, another thing you need here today, my good friend, is going to be Overseers for the detection purposes. Do you not? I'm not sure he's aware that Overseers exist, friends. He does not have any, nor are any in production, so that's an issue. These poor Hydralisks bugging out because they're stuck between 2 Lurker eggs, or, you know, like 5 Lurker eggs, whatever we're looking at here. 6 are surrounding them. Yeah, they're bugging out hard. You don't see that a lot in StarCraft these days, but everything's fine now. The Lurkers have arrived. So at this point, it's 134 to 106 supply. SgtDuck's got his third base. He should have had that a while ago, but as it stands, we're okay, I think. Look at all of these Widow Mines. He's going to mass Widow Mine. Again, if you have... Oh, look, Overseers exists now. Okay, so we figured out or remembered that Overseers are a thing. I feel better about what Bag is going for right here against this effectively mass Widow Mine play. I mean, there are some Marines around, but that's about it, man. This is mass Widow Mine, which was really good in Heart of the Swarm when Hydras were bad and Roaches were bad. I like that Bag is droning up a whole bunch, recognizing he's deficient on drone count. These ones need to be working here, though. They are rallied to their own mineral patches. I'm not sure why they're coming over to this base, which is not even done yet. I mean, you can do that if you're already fully saturated on your other bases, but you don't want to do that if you still have, you know, 8 or 9 drones you can toss onto that new one. So, let the mass Widow Mine stuff begin. We'll see how the Hydras and Lurkers fare against it. I imagine pretty good, assuming they can actually respond. They're not really in position to do anything about it at this stage, but coming up onto the creep, here is Duck. And I gotta say, one of my favorite things as Zerg is when my opponent comes up onto the creep. Hang on. Okay, dodging out there. Lurkers, they need the range upgrade. Did you not get... Oh, you need the range upgrade. Pro tip. Pro tip is the range upgrade. Okay, hold on, drones. Wait. Oh, they thought they were safe. Oh, the Mutalisks are all dead. Okay, more Widow Mines wandering up this way. Hydras are chewing them to pieces quite effectively. The Widow Mines are just coming on top of the Lurkers and burrowing in an attempt to take them down. Hard to do, as it turns out. But are we doing anything besides the mass Widow Mine play? No, he's expanding again, though. SgtDuck, I like what he's doing as far as the SimCity is concerned. He's spending his money fairly well for a mid-rank madness game. Again, coming up here is just not... not super ideal for the Widow Mines, I gotta say. But how many drones have died? Well, 38. So Bag is down to 44 workers. He needs to replace those drones ASAP. This is insanity. This is so many Widow Mines right now. There's a bunch down here that aren't doing anything right now for Duck, and he's doing pretty well. So a lot of static defense, which I enjoy. That's actually something I didn't think about, was just, you know, a wall of spines here. Maybe not a wall, but 3 or 4 spines here. Some spines here. Some spine defending your hatch. Not like going overboard with it, but enough spines to where the Widow Mines feel uncomfortable wandering into your territory would be just fine. Ooh, hang on. 4 tech labs at a time in production. We tech switching? He killed his own missile turret there for some reason. I guess maybe he wants to build a factory right here, and he couldn't because there was a missile turret, but then he stopped and didn't actually build the factory. Thors as the follow-up from SgtDuck. So this is going to be a Thor Widowmine composition. 5 Thors in production. And again, just mass Hydras will beat this with appropriate detection, with appropriate range upgrades. Some spines will help with it too. What you can also do is make a bunch of lings, roll them into the Widowmine so they all fire on the group of Zerglings, and when they're on cooldown, just come and wipe them out. These are some things you can try here, hoebag, but again, this would be retroactive advice because you are watching this after you played the game, maybe, or maybe you're SgtDuck showing me your really cool Thor Mass Widowmine strategy, which I'm kind of on board with. This would be something that is hard for a mid-rank Madness player to handle. For sure, this barracks is just blocking that entire ramp. Just lift, man. Lift, land on one of these. Oh, it's still blocking, though. Whatever. We don't need to double pump Marines anymore. Get out of here, my friend. So it is a 151 army to 71 army. So part of this problem for Bag is he doesn't have the supply. He doesn't have the worker count. He doesn't have the supply necessary to handle this. Another fantastic play is Vipers with Blinding Cloud. You have Blinding Cloud, the Widowmines. They can't shoot. Oh, hang on. Oh, no. Am I teaching you wrong? So Blinding Cloud means you can't shoot if you're covered by it. But is what the Widowmine's doing considered shooting? I'm so embarrassed. I don't know. I know it works on Thors, so Blinding Cloud pretty good on Thor. And with their Abduct too, if you have a bunch of Lurkers just sitting right here, you abduct the Thor into the Lurkers and the Thor disappears. That bonus damage versus armored is really nice. There you go. We're working on... Whoa! We're working on the... What is the upgrade called? The Lurker upgrade. Where they burrow more quickly. Alright, here goes nothing. Those Widowmines are pretty much all dead. Good firing, good firing, good firing here. Lurker's trying to stand in, and this is not a bad idea. This Lurker Hydra thing, honestly, is pretty good. Except there just isn't enough. There's just not... See how fast these Hydras take down that Thor? It's really fast for how much HP that Thor has. It's just not enough Hydras. This is good, right? But it's just like, Zerglings are good against Thors, pound for pound, cost for cost, but if you just bring, you know, 10 Zerglings against 10 Thors, you're still gonna lose, because numbers matter in StarCraft. I mean, army supply, 88 to 96, in favor of SgtDuck. The upgrades are nothing for SgtDuck. +2 missile attack is done, actually, for Bag. He's not bringing detection over, so these Widowmines are hitting him at will. Because every time he brings the Overseers over, the Thors pick him out of the sky. Oh, that's a beautiful scan. That's a really nice scan. And this is just trickling in Hydra versus Hydra, and is not enough. It is not enough. Third base goes down again. The good news for Bag is he's got a 4th base, and he's got a 5th base coming up. So that is a good thing for him. Army supply is 29, though, which is not a great thing. 60 when workers is nice. He does seem like he's at a bit of a loss as to how to handle this. But yeah, it's going to be Vipers, it's going to be Blinding Cloud, it's going to be Abduct. Once the Thors are all gone, the Widowmines are easy to handle with just mass Hydralisks. Keep the Overseers behind the Hydralisks, and you'll have a better time with it. I like the mule repair happening at the front lines, though. This is really nice. 8 kill Thor, 9 kill Thor, 5 kill Thor, 9 kill Thor, 9 kill, 8 kill Thor, 9 kill Thor. All of these are 9 kills, man. That guy's got 10 now, though, so that's pretty nice. Yeah, I mean, army supply is doubled right now for SgtDuck. So as is often the case in mid-rank madness, just getting out macroed is a problem. And this might feel simplistic, but if Bag had not made those 20 lings at the start and instead made those into drones and made a baneling nest at about the 4.5 minute mark, he'd be in a much better position. But as it stands, he's just getting out macroed. His army is smaller. His income is lower. I'm a liar. His income is not lower. But it probably should be. Where are the mules, man? Hey, look. There are the mules. Okay, so that explains a lot. And then Duck decides it's time to head on back home for some reason. He doesn't like what he sees. I guess he sees a lot of Lurkers and says, does not feel good for me in the teeniest. or the tiniest of bits. So Bag's up to 76 supply, which is up from the 20 that it was sitting at a couple of minutes ago. Spending his money fairly well, still should be maxed out. Based on the number of bases he's on here, based on how many resources he has in the bank. He's not supply blocked either. Does he have the larva? He's got 33 larva. Boy, I mean, at this point, just make a million more Hydralisks. Keep getting upgrades for those dudes. Expand a couple more times. If your opponent is going for this really slow-moving Thor-style thing, you can expand a bunch. This is not a player who is going to be sending out little raiding parties to your bases along the top side or finding it down here necessarily. No, 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 no. He's going to be moving out across the map very slowly and very deliberately. He's got tanks now, though. I do like the tanks. This is where you need Blinding Cloud. If the tank count gets high enough, your hiders become useless. The good news, however, is the tanks don't have any upgrades at all. They're working on +1 vehicle weapons, but it's not done yet. So the tanks aren't going to hit all that hard. Okay. Oh, see, engaging into mech, not super viable. This is just a case of spellcasters versus mech. You don't see mech in the higher levels of StarCraft because spellcasters wreck it. But at the lower levels of StarCraft, spellcasting is hard to do. And so you see mech have a much higher success rate here than you would at places like Home Story and at BlizzCon. So lower level players, I mean, if you want to win against Zerg, mech is a good way to go. Honestly. You will reach a point where it's really hard to get anything done versus Zerg if you're going mech, but for a while, it's going to be very nice. Be a good experience. So how many Lurkers have died today, you ask? Well, 27, actually. 12 Thors have gone down, 10 Mutalisks, 2 hatcheries, and no command centers or planetary fortresses or orbital commands. I like that SgtDuck continues to expand on a pretty decent pace here. The +1 tanks firing on these spines, firing on the spores. Bag decides he can't engage this directly, and he's really not wrong. Does he have any armor upgrades at all? He's got +2, actually. +2 ground carapace. Not bad. It's a good upgrade. Widowmines decide to wander in, assuming the spines are gone, and they're not. Hiders trying to go for the flank attack, and... Oh, hang on. What were you... Ah! Okay. So for a second, I kind of liked what they were doing, and then they move commanded into the range of everything. Widowmines came with the backside and killed them all. So Bag decides, you know what the answer is? 40 Zerglings. Fully 40 Zerglings. Which, if they had better upgrades, they have no attack upgrades. They don't have adrenal glands. They have speed and they have +2 ground carapace. That's all we're looking at for these lings. So fully upgraded 3/3 lings with adrenal glands maybe could do this. You gotta watch out for these Widowmines, though. Send in 1 Zergling at a time to trigger them all, put them all on cooldown. SgtDuck doesn't actually have much of a bank here. He's mining from a bunch of refineries. Doesn't have one there, though. And is he actually bringing the Overseers over to trigger all of the Widowmines? He's trying. He's trying, but that one's still triggered. And the tanks are still here. And the Zerglings are done. It's 6 army supply for Bag. I think that's it. I think we're done for Bag right now. He is long distance mining. He's got a base up here. He's making 13 Hydralisks. Question mark? But yeah, it's going to be Blinding Cloud. It's going to be abducting the Thors into groups of Hiders or groups of Lurkers. And you're going to have a better time with it. Very appropriate Terran music for the moment. SgtDuck is feeling pretty jaunty. Up 100 exactly in supply versus his opponent. Army supply 147 and 34. I mean, then his Hiders just take a bad movement path or bad rally or something. Are the Widowmines really body blocking here? That was just a body block. That was mean is what that was. I mean, Bag is sitting on 1,500 minerals and 1,100 gas. He's got 23 larvae. Like, this is just a complete lack of either knowing to make things or just not knowing what to make. And yeah, banelings would have helped immensely there in the early stages. Hydra, counterattack. We're going for the base race, baby. We are base racing versus this meching player. We are bringing home some of the Thors to try to handle this. And at this point of the game, they really should be 3/3 Hydras. Now, 3 attack Hydra is good, but having the 3 armor doesn't matter. And the Widow Mines, ba-ba. So the Hydras didn't bring any detection with them at all. So they're going to get an orbital command, which is cool, I guess. These Widow Mines are just begging anything to come over this way. Oh, these drones are playing with fire. Almost getting murdered there. Small group of Hydras again trying to make something happen, but the problem with this is I feel like this is not a bad idea. Bag is upset about the Thors. P-Thor? Dump-a-Thor. They don't even have upgrades, man. You will run against players at the MidRank Madness level that have 3/3 Thors at this stage of the game, and they're just abjectly terrifying. Dude, come on. Just get in there. Your Thors can handle it. Again, if they had upgrades, it'd be better, I guess. Bag does not want to leave the game, so we're going to speed it up a little bit, just because, I mean, it's 6 army supply. What can I do? Says Bag. I'm 3/3. It's true, man, but it's macro. You didn't have the army supply versus what the Terran player was doing. You did not have the spellcasters that you needed. I mean, honestly, these are 3 spines stopping this from happening right now. 3 spines. Oh, the Widow Mines, though. They're better if there's no detection around. They're much better if there's no detection around. Thors decide to get on in. Bag has some kind words to say for his Terran opponent. 19 kills on that Thor is not bad. Is he seriously going to make us do this? He's going to make us do this. SgtDuck has some questions. Make Broodlords Vipers. Look, man, it's true. Hey, Vipers aren't tier 3, though. Vipers are just infestation tech. Can I explode those overlords with my Widow Mines, please? Do you want the win? Because I'll give it to you. But SgtDuck does not give it to him. And that's it. Our Terran player is the winner today. So, I don't know. I think we pretty much said everything we want to say about this game. Obviously, Vipers are going to be good. Just macro and just don't make 25 early Zerglings for nothing. They didn't cancel a third. They didn't kill any SCVs. All they did was run around and accomplish 0 things. And then when the Hellbats came, they all died and didn't kill anything there either. That hurts. That kind of stuff really hurts in the long term in the game. So, hurrah! All right. So, at the end of the day, 48,000 resources lost for Bag, 29,000 lost for SgtDuck. And that's going to be it for me today. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and a mid-rank madness. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
us. Me with you, you with me. We are as one. From order we find justice. Our duty is unending. I feel your presence. We are as one. I sense a soul. Soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Kushala adu. The path of ascension is before us. Guides us. Me with you, you with me. We are as one. I sense a soul. In search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Kushala adu. Sense a soul. The soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Kushala adu. Shara Sashina.